In addition, we're going to have an area called flash or flash memory. What flash memory does is that it actually is going to store the full image of iOS. This is the primary area where iOS is stored, and it's loaded during the boot process into the memory, into RAM, so that it can be used. So now it's like a PC that actually loads its operating system from a hard drive into RAM. We're doing the same thing only with flash. Flash is effectively the hard drive of a router, but it is actually a memory chip that looks an awful lot like the memory chip you put inside the PC. It's an area that's going to store the memory of your operating system that will be loaded at boot time. The last memory area that we have internally on the router is going to be what is known as NVRAM, or non-volatile RAM. Now, NVRAM is the area that does not lose power when the router goes off. It is one of these areas that is going to store a very small element of the operating system, which is known as the startup configuration file. Now, basically, when you first boot the router for the first time, you take it out of the box, you've never done anything with it before. That router is, well, incredibly stupid. It doesn't even know how to route. It's amazing. It's a router that doesn't route. Well, it doesn't have a name. It doesn't have an IP address. It really has nothing attached to it at all. We first boot that router up, and what it's going to do is that it is going to look for a startup configuration file. See, the startup configuration file is not stored in NVRAM until we would actually configure the router and save our configuration. As soon as we save our configuration, it is automatically copied to NVRAM. Now, for every subsequent boot up of a router from the power off state, it's actually going to see this startup configuration file in NVRAM and is going to be able to load these configurations that you spent so much time building. And of course, now the router is going to come up smart, and that's our objective.